Join me as we draft and sew this lovely Ankara pants with elastic waistband. Alright, it's actually a kimono set, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we'll be deliberating on just the pants. Then the next tutorial will do the kimono jacket. So let's start. Alright, so I've folded my fabric into two. Alright, as you can see, I just folded my hip divided by 4 plus extra 4 inches. Alright, so now I'm taking the full length of the trouser. I'm subtracting 2 inches for the waistband. Alright, 2 inches for the waistband. So I've gone ahead to take the length. So from the 2 inches, I've taken the length, which is 43. Alright, so now from the waist to my hip is 9 inches. From my hip to the crunch is 13 inches. Alright, so I'll go ahead and mark same 9 inches and 13 inches. After which I'm going to be using my ruler to rule. Alright, be sure to do it at your own pace. I'm not going to be shaping the waist or putting a dart. Rather, I'm not going to put in a dart. Since I'm using elastic, I will just leave it like this. Alright, but if you're not using elastic, you're just using band, please be sure to put a dart. Alright, and as well keep your waist measurement. But since I'm not doing that, I'm using elastic, I'll just leave it like so. Alright, so now I'm going to be dividing my hip by 4. 48 divided by 4 is actually 12 inches. I will mark it on the crotch line. I will mark it on the waistline and as well the hip line. Then I'll use my ruler to draw like so. Remember I said if you're not using elastic, please be sure to shape in your waistline and add a dart. It's optional, that is optional, but be sure to take your exact waist measurement. But I'm not doing that since I'm using an elastic. Alright. So what I'm going to be doing next now, as you can see that's the elastic there. I am going to be taking my lap measurements. I'm just showing the elastic for the waistband. I'm going to be taking my lap measurement. My lap is actually 28. 28 divided by 2 is what? 14. So I'll be taking 14 on my crotch extension. All right. You can as well divide your hip by 4 plus 2-inch extra to get your crotch extension. But me, I think I'll use my lap because it's fine that way for me. That's your lap measurement divided by 2, then you impute it on your crotch extension. Alright? If you have other methods, you can let me know in the comment section. To my subscribers, I say thank you. If you're new in this channel, you're welcome. Kindly like, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell in case I post new videos. Alright? So I'm just telling you the other method now. You can actually divide your hip by 4. My hip is actually 48. 48 divided by 4 is 12 plus 2 in seam allowance. That is how many? That is 14. Same with my lap. I told you my lap is 28. 28 divided by 2 is actually 14 as well. So whichever way you like, whichever method works best for you. Alright? So after imputing it, 14 inches, remember it's actually 2 inches extra for the crotch extension. Alright, so I'll go ahead and mark, after which I am going to be coming up by 1 inch because I want the curve to actually go smoothly. Alright, where I have this angle 90, I will be coming up by 1 inch like I said. So using my curve, I'm going to curve it like so. Alright, Be sure to do it at your pace, please. Alright? I'm just trying to adjust it so it's going to come out very well. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Thank you. Alright, so I've gone ahead to do that. What I'll be doing next now, since it's a free trouser, it's not a tight trouser. Alright, it's not a fitted trouser. So the measurements I have on my hips, that is my hip divided by for 12 inches, I'll be taking the 12 inches down to my length, as into the length of the trouser. Alright, don't mind me, I just still want to make the curve visible very well. Alright, now so I'll be taking the 12 inches to the length of the trouser. I don't want it tight, please. It's not tight. Alright, if you want it fitted, you can as well do that. So because of this, I'm not even going to be taking my round knee because I don't want it tight. So what I have on my hip is 12. I'll be replicating it in the full length, 12 inches. But I will just deduct 1 inch from this other side. Alright. So now I'm deducting the 1 inch now, as you can see. I'm deducting the 1 inches. I will marry it to come and meet the... Alright, so I'm going to draw it to meet where I have my crotch line. Alright, as you can see. So now I'll be left with what, 11 inches. So I'll just go ahead and mark it out. After which I'm going to join it to meet where the crotch extension is. Be sure to do it at your pace. Alright. I'm going to be using my curve to actually join. So I've gone ahead to join. What I'll be doing now, I am going to be cutting. Remember, I did not include my knee measurement and all that because I don't want it to be extremely tight. Alright, so if you're doing a fitted trouser, please be sure to input your round knee measurements, alright, or where you have your knee length. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be cutting. We are actually done with the front. We're actually done drafting the front. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. To my subscribers, thank you once more. If you're new in this channel, you're welcome. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. Alright, so I'm just shaping the other side. I'll be cutting it now. Then we'll be cutting for the back. So now this is the back. For the back, I'm adding 2 inches by this side where I have the crotch extension. Alright, then for the waist, please, the back, we have butt, and our butt is actually makes it bigger, makes the back bigger than the front. So I'll be going up by 1.5 inches. Then I'll be marrying it to where I have the front diagonally, like so. Alright, it's not much of a task. Alright, as you can see, then I took ½ inch in this other side because I don't want it to be so fitted. Alright, so where I have my 2 inches, I will draw up. Remember, it's an elastic waistband. That is why I actually added 2 inches by this other side. If not, I wouldn't have. 1 inch is fine. Alright, so I'm going to be going out for the crunch depth, sorry, the crunch extension by 2.5 inches. 2.5 to 3 inches is okay for the back. Alright, so I'll be joining it like I did for the front. I'll be joining it to meet up with the hip line. That's the crunch extension to the hip line. As you can see. Alright. The back is actually simple. You're using the front to cut the back. It's not much of a task. Like I said, I'll be leaving 2 inches by this other side. You actually leave allowance on your back measurement. Alright, to get a perfect trouser. Alright, so I've gone ahead to map out 2 inches down. The other side is optional. I actually map out half an inch. Same allowance, alright, for this other side, but it's optional. So I want to curve this other side like so. Alright, as you can see. So I'm going to be cutting. After cutting, I am going to cut out the bands for the front and back waist. I'll interface it. Alright, and I also need a pocket for this trouser, so we'll be cutting out the pocket now. What I'll be doing, I will be separating the front piece. As you can see, this is the front, this is the back. So I'll be bringing out the front because I want to achieve the pocket measurement. Alright, I'll open it into 2 like so. What I'll be doing, I am going to be deducting 3 inches from the waist point. Then I'll come down 7 inches. Alright, 3 inches, 7 inches by the hip area. You will see it soon. Alright, so now the length is going to be what? 7 inches. Then the breadth is going to be 3 inches. Alright. You can go in by 4, you can go in by 2, depending on what you want, but I'll be using 3 inches by 7 where my hip is stopping. Alright, my hip measurement. That's where my hip measurement stops. So 3 by 7, I'll be using my curve now to curve it like so. Alright, I'll curve it like so, then I'm going to be cutting out afterwards. I'll do same for the other side of the trouser as well. So now this is what I have. I'm taking, note of it, so I would know what to cut on the big part of the pocket. So I'll go ahead and cut. I'll replicate this, alright, for the other side of the trouser. So now I'll be cutting 9 inches by 6. Alright, you can cut 9 by 7 depending on what you want, depending on how wide you want your pocket to be. Alright, it's actually optional. So as you can see, I'm folding into 4. I actually want to cut the pocket from here, from this fabric. Alright, So I'm going ahead to measure what I want. I think I actually used 8 inches. You can use 7. Alright, by 10 inches. Alright, 7 by 10 inches, please. So after which I'm going to cut. Alright. Please just follow me, watch closely, you understand what I'm doing, alright? I want to make sure that they are equal. Very important. Like I said, depending on your preference, depending on how big you want your pocket to be. I took 7 by 10 inches. You can as well still take 8 inches by 10 or 7 by, it depends, depending on what you want. Alright. So I've got ahead to cut. It's actually 4. You'll be needing 4 for the pockets. Now I want to map out this shape. I've actually gotten 2 for the 2 sides of, alright, the right and left of the trouser. Alright, so I'll place them together. Now the place I've already cut on the trouser, I'll place it on it to map out that initial 3 by 7 I cut out. Alright, so this is it. This is it. I'm going to be cutting that other part out now. So what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be merging it with the other piece. Alright, so this is how you achieve it. As you can see, if you want to sew, you stitch like this, so when you flip it, it's going to come out like this. Then you still need to top stitch. Alright, why the other piece, you know what, we cut 4 of this, remember, the other piece will be like so. You are going to be stitching it inwardly. You'll see it when I'm in the sewing process. When I'm sewing, you're going to see how I do it. Alright, so I'm just showing you an illustration how I'm going to place it, or how it's going to look like. Remember, what you're doing for this side is what you're doing for the other side as well. So I am done. Let's go to the sewing. Let's go to the sewing process. I'm just still repeating what I did initially so that you will understand. Alright. This is actually beginner friendly because I'm taking my time to do this. Alright. I'm doing it so that beginners will understand. So this is the band for the waist. It's actually 5 inches by the length. Alright. I'm going to be interfacing like I said earlier. I'll be interfacing. Alright. So that's it. Now let's move into the sewing process. I have gone ahead to interface the band. Alright. So that's where we have the pockets and everything. Let's get started. So first thing first, we are going to be attaching the pockets. Alright. Please watch closely. Like I said, right side facing the shoulder. I'll be using an half an inch to sew. I've sewn it. I'm going to be turning it like so. Please watch closely, and I'll be giving it a top stitch. I've gone ahead to top stitch it. What I'll be doing next, I'll be adding this other one. This is going to enclose it to form the actual pocket. Alright, I'll pin it. As you can see, this is the back. Please watch closely. I will stitch round. Alright, so I've gone ahead to do that. I'll replicate the same for the second part. So I've replicated same for the other parts. Now I'll be joining their parts together. Alright, as you can see, I'll be joining together like so. Using half inch seam allowance, I have joined. There are different ways of sewing this, please. Like I said, it's an elastic band trouser, pants trouser. If it's a fitted pants trouser, I would not be sewing like this. So this is the back. Alright, so I've gone ahead to join as well, and I've woven it as well. So I'm going to be joining the crotches together for the back and front. As you can see, I have joined together. The next thing I'm going to be doing, I am going to be joining the sides together. Alright, it's not much of a task. I'm going to be joining the sides together half an inch. Remember, the back is bigger, so you just have to make sure they are equal when joining. Alright, so I'm joining. This is the joining process. Alright, so I'm done joining. As you can see, I'm going to be hemming. Alright, be sure to always leave hemming allowance, please. I'm going to be hemming, after which I am going to be taking my round waist measurement. Now there are two ways you can do the waist measurement for the front and back separate. Alright, put your elastic and join, but I just there to do it, by joining the front and back together. So now I'm going to be marrying the midpoint, so where I have my back midpoint, then I'll stitch it by half an inch. Alright, there are two ways to do this elastic. You can finish stitching, then use pins to insert the elastic. It's actually my channel how to insert an elastic band, alright, on sleeve or whatever. Or you can as well map out where you want the elastic, stitch it to the trouser, then drag and stitch. Alright, so let's say I want to put the elastic by the sides. Alright, by the side, so I'll go and take my bust span measurement, which is 9 inches. So I'll be taking 4.5 by 4.5 is 9 inches, but you cannot just use 9 inches because the trouser is going to be so big. So I'll be taking out 7 inches. Alright, I'll be cutting 7 inches instead of 9 inches. Alright, so I'll stitch like so, then I'll insert my elastic band. As you can see, just follow it. Like I said, you can use pins or you can just stitch it, then drag and sew. There are two methods. Alright, very soon I'll be teaching you the exact way to cut a corporate pants, how to cut and sew a corporate pants. So as you can see now, I have stitched the elastic down. I am actually